We have some huge breaking news from the NHL. The Taylor Hall trade rumor saga is coming to an end. He is now heading off to be a member of the Arizona Coyotes. We'll look at the full details of the trade and discuss my opinions on it coming up next. Welcome back here to Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some huge breaking news from the NHL. We have a massive trade that's gone down between the Devils and the Coyotes involving former Hart Trophy winner and former first overall draft pick Taylor Hall. Hall's finally been dealt after the last couple of days of being a healthy scratch and all the rumors and all the talk around the league that he was likely going to one of probably 5 or 6 teams. Over the last 24 to 48 hours, the information that's come out from NHL insiders has revealed that the Coyotes were considered a front runner to land Taylor Hall, and that's exactly what they've done. So let's take a quick look here at the full details of the trade. From New Jersey to Arizona is, of course, Taylor Hall, with 50% of his salary being retained by New Jersey. So, of course, that'll help with the Arizona salary cap situation. So, of course, they're only going to be responsible for paying Taylor Hall for half of his remaining salary. And also going along with Hall to the Coyotes organization is Blake Spears, who's mostly been a minor leaguer. He was a higher draft pick a number of years back, but hasn't really amounted to being a regular player at the NHL level at this point. So Taylor Hall and Blake Spears going to the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for picks and prospects, and here's what they're getting in return. They're getting a 2020 first round selection, which does have a condition placed on it. The condition is that if it's a top 3 pick, the Coyotes reserve the right to keep that selection and offer the 2021 first round selection. So, of course, that's not going to be the case as long as the Coyotes make the playoffs, and right now, of course, they're well positioned to do so. It should only get better adding a player of this caliber, so it's pretty low risk, but smart on John Chayka's part to include that, just in case things go awry here. And of course, if they don't work out, well, at least they have that protection in place. Now, there's also a 2021 conditional pick, which is starting off as a 3rd round pick, but there's some conditions that can upgrade it to be either a 2nd or a 1st rounder. So the conditions are if Taylor Hall re-signs with the Coyotes or the Coyotes win a round in the playoffs this year, then it's going to move up to being a 2nd rounder. If both of those conditions are met, then it would become a 1st round pick. So if the Coyotes make the playoffs, win a round, and Hall sticks around and re-signs, then the Devils will get another 1st round selection. Now, many expect Taylor Hall to head into free agency, and it's not a given for sure that he'll remain with the Coyotes. They are going into this, of course, probably interested in an extension, but knowing it very well could be strictly a rental situation. Now, there's also 3 prospects involved going from the Coyotes over to the New Jersey Devils as well. That includes Nick Merkley, Nathan Schnarr, and defenseman Kevin Ball, who's been playing with the Ottawa 67s. Ball's a name that's been mentioned here by Elliot Friedman and other NHL insiders that seem to be part of the package that they were negotiating over here over the past couple of days. So on all here, the Devils are getting 2 picks and 3 prospects. So really, I think in all for the Coyotes to pick up Taylor Hall for this type of return, I think is pretty solid. John Chayka has done a great job on this trade, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's hard to imagine that Shiro couldn't have gotten a better deal, but if you look around some of the other big trades we've seen with players going to teams as rentals, it's not too much of a shock. Teams don't really want to give up, A-level prospects for a rental situation nowadays. Teams are a little bit more leery of mortgaging the future. Like, I didn't expect the Avalanche to give up a Bowen Byram or an Alex Newhook for that matter, or even a Connor Timmins, or Montreal to throw out like a Romanov or any of their top prospects like a Caden Primo either. So it's not a huge shock here, but all in all, I really like this deal for Arizona. I mean, they add Taylor Hall as another experienced playmaking forward who can be very much an offensive force, possibly playing on the same line with Phil Kessel. So it certainly improves the excitement here for the Arizona Coyotes and certainly improves their odds of, not only making the playoffs, but maybe winning the division, which as of right now for the Pacific Division, they are in contention to possibly win it. So a huge trade today in the NHL. Taylor Hall off to the Coyotes. It's not something that we're used to seeing with the Coyotes making these huge moves, spending to the cap. Obviously, the new ownership there has really injected a lot of money and optimism and given John Chayka the resources he needs to try to build this team into a contender. So let me know what your thoughts are on this trade down below. Personally, I think it's a great deal for the Coyotes. I don't think they gave up too much. I think the Devils, possibly could have done better. At least you like to think so, but I guess the market just wasn't quite there for what they're looking for, and this appears to be the best that they could do. So let me know your thoughts on the trade. We'll discuss further down in the comments. If If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so you don't miss any future content, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it as well. I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.